Hi, my name is Petya and I'm a certified NLP coach. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you 7 steps to unshakable confidence. And why is this important to me? Because for years on end, I used to struggle with confidence and it affected all areas of my life, from romantic relationships to work opportunities. And I don't want that for you. In fact, I want you to move on with confidence that lasts. Not the fake it till you make it one, but one that comes from inward. So let's get started. Step number 1. Rewire the way you talk to yourself. Yeah, you heard that right. We speak with people every day, but the person you speak most with or to, yourself. You see, according to the book Unfuck Yourself by Gary John Bishop, we have this internal dialogue that keeps spiraling 24/7 in the back of our minds and subconscious. And if we're not aware of what the dialogue is, we can really have nasty results in life, because the words we use to describe our reality actually shape our experience. What do I mean by that? For example, you have an important presentation coming up or meeting, and so you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not ready. How does it make you feel? Anxious, probably, right? Whatever the feeling is, it's not a good one. And so, what are the chances that this will be a self-fulfilling prophecy? Quite high, actually, because you see, each time we have a thought, we dress it into words, and then it makes us feel an emotion. And if we talk to ourselves too harshly, because let's be real, you're your own worst critic, right? So you need to be aware of that and you need to change that. And I'm not talking about sugarcoating it or saying affirmations in the mirror or anything like that, really, because that doesn't work. Like, I've tried it in high school. I used to say stuff to myself like, you're a beautiful, smart, well brought up girl, and stuff like that. And that didn't do jack shit for me. Like, I still felt anxious. So I mean, this stuff does not work. If it worked, everyone will be confident in like few days. I'm not against affirmations. I'm just saying that you can pair them with actions and also with this exercise I'm gonna share with you next. So, in order to change your self-dialogue, you need to do this exercise daily. Whenever you catch yourself having a nasty thought that criticizes you, for example, I failed the presentation, I want you to write that thought down in a notebook and make 2 columns with facts for and against that thought. For example, with the presentation, you could say like, I stuttered, but I did present 8 out of 10 ideas. Or, I forgot what I was going to say, so I felt awkward, but I still continued and delivered the presentation. So basically the idea is that you're not thinking black and white about the situation, and you learn to challenge your thoughts, because not everything you think is real, right? But the brain doesn't know that, so if we have this negative dialogue over and over again, it starts to really impact our mood, the way we carry ourselves, and that's a problem. Step number 2, build skills. Many people want to feel confident before they take action, for example, before they go on stage. But the reality of the matter is, you first try and try and try and learn, and then you become better. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna feel confident and I'm, gonna do something new. No way, Jose. I mean, you should just identify weak spots that you want to improve on and then go for it. For example, if you want to become a better public speaker, you don't just go speak on stage, because that's too overwhelming, right? What you do instead is, for example, you look for public speaking clubs in your area, such as Toastmasters. And you could also go to improv theater, where they teach you how to engage both the mind and the body, and multitask, and listen more, and be a smooth speaker. And it's also fun, So you could definitely sign up for activities like that. And here's the key, you need to be consistent. It's not about quantity, it's about consistency. So even if you go 1 time a week, if you do it consistently over time, you're going to become a better public speaker, no doubt about it. Okay, step number 3, change your physiology to change your mood. Here's what I mean by that. As an NLP practitioner, I'm aware that changing our physiology or moving our body can significantly impact the way we feel. In fact, here's another book, and I promise I won't be recommending any more books in this video. This one is The Real Happy Pill by Anders Hansen, and he's a therapist who explains that movement can make us feel happier, more confident, reduce anxiety, also reduce the chances of getting dementia, which is quite powerful if you think about it. I mean, even if you're young, it's still a cool thing, right? So after reading this book, I got really stoked about exercise because, you see, I've never been a gym person. It's not like I had that habit before, since, I don't know, like in my family, we just did not do that. I'm not blaming my family, I'm just saying it's easier if you get the habit ingrained from somewhere, be it your family or your friend circle or anything like that, really. But anyway, I did not have that up until a relationship I had, and my partner was into exercise, so we went to the gym. I pushed through the discomfort. I did not like it, I'm not gonna lie. I really did not like the gym in the beginning, but I did love the way I felt after it, especially after, exercises where we lifted heavy weights, and that is actually great for confidence. I still recommend you to check the book if you are curious about it, or at least the highlights of it, but it's really powerful. And so even if you go, let's say, do something simple like walking on the treadmill for 30 minutes a day, it can boost your happiness levels and your confidence levels. And it's something anyone can do, or you could just walk around the block for 30 minutes, whatever floats your boat. Just move your body. You can add music to that, in particular music that you like, but also uplifts you. So no breakup songs, no like ballads or drama songs or whatever, just something really uplifting and positive. And pair it with moving, be it the treadmill or exercising in the gym, and your day will be set on a completely different note, right? We have step number 4, expand your comfort zone. And this is crucial because, it may sound like a cliche or be a cliche, like growth happens out of your comfort zone. And it's true. But here's the thing. When done right, it can also be very exciting because when you get out of your comfort zone, you learn new things, you meet new types of people, and basically you start seeing life in so much more color. It's as if you have had one of those old school TVs, black and white, and all of a sudden you have this HD resolution with multiple colors and it's just exploding, Try to get out of your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be anything drastic. In fact, the more gradual you do it, the better, because it won't be intimidating, because if you overdo it, you risk the exercise backfiring, so you don't want that. But, you could do something simple, like make eye contact with a stranger and hold it for a few seconds longer, or ask a store employee a question if you're feeling a bit anxious around people, you could try that. Or, compliment someone. Actually, complimenting someone is one of the best ways to also boost your mood, because if you notice someone might be having a rough day, or maybe they're a bit stuck in their head and, they're just a bit grumpy. But then you make a sincere compliment and all of a sudden they light up. And it's just so nice because you know that you've done something nice for someone, but it's also coming from you, like from a place of authenticity. So it's even better. Now we move to step number 5, which is bounce back from failure. You could also call this resiliency, because a lot of successful people, they fail. They fail hard. They fail many times, actually. You don't see that. You just see the end result, which is like, oh, someone made it, someone figured it out, finally. But until that, it's been a bumpy ride, a tough journey, and those people, they don't give up, They just keep getting at it. And of course, they keep adjusting based on the results they're getting so that they can get the result they want eventually. So instead of thinking of themselves as failures if they fail at something, they just say, well, that didn't work out. Let's see how it can work out, Let's try a different approach. And so they separate their performance or outcome from their identity. And this is crucial. I don't want you to think, oh yeah, I failed at this, I'm never going to try again. I mean, you could think that, but all I'm asking is give a chance to yourself, because you never know. you never know when something might actually work out. And so it's also important to test reality, because sometimes we have these narratives in our heads and these stories. We tell ourselves stories why it won't happen, or it's not worth the time, or it's, just not a good idea for some reason. But instead of telling yourself a story, pause for a second. Breathe in, breathe out. This actually helps. And then you could be like, okay, what happens if I test reality? Why don't you see this situation as an experiment? Nowadays, I try to look at life as an experiment, as a fun experiment. As in, okay, what happens if I do that? How would a person react? Or can I, if I go on, let's say, not a date, but yeah, it could be a date, or it could be dinner with strangers, such as the Time Left app. I find that, by the way, a very nice challenge to get out of your comfort zone in a friendly environment and meet new people. So I do recommend that. And then, you could just try and crack a joke, or talk to them and share a bit about yourself and see how they react. Maybe they open up, or maybe they crack another joke, or they ask you questions, they're interested about you. You never know. Just go out there, test reality, and enjoy. And if something doesn't work out the way you had in mind, that's fine. Like, it's just how things happen sometimes. No big deal. Just think about it. Is there a lesson I can gain from this? And what will I do different next time? Then step number 5, upgrade your environment. And what I mean by that is be mindful of the people you spend the most time with, because you want those people to be uplifting you. And besides upgrading your environment with the people you spend most time with, I also want you to place reminders of all of the past successes you've had, because it's very easy to get into a negative spiral once we're feeling a bit down or something happens that derails us, So in those hard moments, I want you to have a list of real accomplishments. And what you can do is another cool exercise from cognitive behavioral therapy called the happy list. What is the happy list? It's a list you make at the end of the day before going to bed, preferably to get some good thoughts in your brain and, relax afterwards. It's a list where you put all of your accomplishments during the day. So here's the rule. It has to be something you did that was in your control. For example, with public speaking, you may have signed up for a public speaking course, or to improv theater. So you could write down, I went to improv theater, I had fun, and I feel more confident. And that's a fact. And that's beautiful. So you can write up at least 3 things that went great during the day that were in your control. And you could extend that to 5. Sometimes they even reach 13. Again, it's very important to be consistent, because over the course of a month, you will see significant improvement in your mood. And step number 7, one of my favorite ones actually, is put the focus outside of yourself, or find a mission that you're super passionate about. For me, that's helping dogs. I like helping out at the dog shelter in the weekend and walking dogs, petting dogs, socializing them, working with so-called problematic dogs or reactive dogs, because I feel immense satisfaction in seeing them being able to open up to me and trust me, because I know that's something that you earn and it's hard for them. But with consistency and care and love, you can achieve that and so much more. Having a mission, it's just amazing, because you have a purpose, you have someone or something to take care of, whether it's children at a children's home, or, planting trees, or whatever it may be for you, whatever way that looks for you, I encourage you to go and find your mission and get involved, because that is such self-rewarding behavior and will bring you so much more happiness, because you're giving. And according to studies, when we're giving, we feel way happier than when receiving. Nothing wrong with receiving, don't get me wrong, enjoy receiving, but giving is actually lifting you up on a whole new level. You will see how much value you can add to the world, and you will feel it. Those were the 7 steps to unshakable confidence. I hope that they were helpful to you. Let me know in the comments which one you liked best and which one are you gonna implement starting today. Thank you for watching, and have a great day ahead.